Hi there, I have a keyword that I would like to rank with a fresh domain with around 45% keyword difficulty. My initial thoughts are going to find a very high authority expired domain within 10K USD and do a 301 redirect to my fresh site. Is there anything that I would have to look after when doing link building and 301? Should I start link building once the site is indexed properly? And how soon should I start the website after the website is indexed? So you don't need to wait for any indexation to start building backlinks. You can start building backlinks whenever you want. Um, Sorry, there's a bunch of questions here.
Yeah.
45% keyword difficulty. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could do the 301. That could definitely be a good thing for you. If you're going to do the 301, just make sure the 301, maybe you were talking about indexation with the 301. So we would wait, if you're buying like an expired domain, then you want that to be indexed and kind of starting to resonate on Google again before 301ing. But 10K for an expired would be quite expensive.
That's what
Uh,
I'm thinking. I'm like, dude, at
so maybe it's
10K,
not,
you can go ahead and get yourself a solid age domain. And then
yeah,
it's
then you
like,
don't really have to wait
I don't
and you can just,
like, dude, why even start with the fresh site? I mean, unless you want to do like a branded thing, right? And then I get it, that's fine. But otherwise, it's like,
you could just start
you know,
on that domain.
yeah, start on that domain and then later on buy yourself another aged or expired domain to 301 to that one. Compound your gains. That's what I did in my case study. And I would really like, even before we get into all of that, the way that this set of questions is kind of put together makes me want to tell you
Slow down.
that maybe you're getting ahead of yourself a little bit, because as soon as I see the number $10,000, I'm like, okay, somebody has an idea of how this is supposed to work, but it would be better to start smaller
Yeah,
and gain some kind of fluidity in, managing an SEO campaign
true.
before you really go for the gold. And that money, and maybe if it's not a lot of money to you, then yeah, sure, go ahead, right? But when we talk about just spending 10K on the initial domain, I mean, I think 10K, no, it was 12K was on a domain. And I didn't even have an idea of really what I was going to do with it, but it's the most massive, impressive website that I've ever come across at auction. And we're talking about like, I think it had something like 28,000 referring domains, high level tech related stuff. And it was me and one other person battling it out for that. And I got to the very just top of my budget for what I wanted. I mean, I went further than I should have automatically, but this guy was obviously not going to let up. But anyhow, the point being, it's like,
Just be aware you can get domains for a lot less.
yeah. And then like on top of that, it's like, all right, well, split it up, 5 grand per domain, and get yourself 2 age domains and play that game, compound the gains, right? Like, unless again, there's something about you that just has to do a branded, fresh domain. But yeah, there's a lot going on in this question. I would just kind of say it's gonna suck if you really go balls to the wall with it and it doesn't turn out the way you want it to. And even if you're spending
And
big
it
money, it doesn't necessarily mean that your campaign is going to do really well. You got to have
and I
know-how.
think you have to assume it's not going to go the way you want it to go
Yeah,
because not trying to be offensive or anything, but the questions you're asking are kind of like you obviously you don't know about the you don't have experience doing this stuff. So it's kind of like beginner questions for this type of thing. And you're throwing around a good amount of money. And like Nick said, if that amount of money is not a big deal for you, then that's fine. But I would expect doing this stuff your very first time, you're probably going to do a bunch of stuff wrong. So
and
I would
automatically,
expect,
like you're focused on this entire campaign is focused on one keyword with 45 level
yeah,
keyword difficulty, which the metrics for keyword difficulty are not, it's not really something to necessarily go off of just thinking that, what I think is a newbie, you would think is, oh, that's like a medium level keyword difficulty, but not necessarily true. And then on top of that, attacking medium to high level keyword difficulty, it's not just a backlinks variable. Like, I mean, content, the type of content that you're
Topical
going at. Yeah,
authority.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's so many different things that play into, are you going to reach that level or not? And then whenever you're too hyper focused on one keyword in particular, um, a lot of times you're going to see the people that start off a little bit too hard and they've got their mindset just on one keyword. A lot of
Yeah.
times it ends up in failure. And not to,
True.
push you away from this idea or anything, but it just seems like, yeah, there's a lot going on here.
So I actually just made a post. This reminds me of a post I made just yesterday, I think, in our Facebook group, SEO Roundtable, which you should join if you're not already. We're in there every day doing tips and answering questions and whatnot. And this was my post. Huge mistake concerning link building, trying to force specific results quickly. F your timeline, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So it kind of when I say specific results, what I'm really talking about is trying to rank for like, oh, I need to rank for this keyword like now. Or like, I want to rank for this keyword very soon, which is kind of like what you're trying to do. You're like, you've got this huge wad of cash and you're like, there's this one keyword, this is what I'm going to rank for. But there's so much more than that. Like Nick was saying, you have to think about like the website as a whole, and this keyword is just one thing on one page of an entire website. And you think about your website as a boat, right? It rises or it sinks together. And so yeah, you want to rank for that keyword, and you can prioritize that keyword as part of your overall project by focusing on this cluster of whatever topical cluster it's in. You can focus on that first and do a lot of link building around that as well. But you have to think about everything as a total. And basically I'm saying exactly what Nick was saying, which is that when people get themselves in a lot of trouble, when they end up just really laser focusing on this one keyword, this one result they really want, and it ends up creating a really bad situation where they just waste a ton of money and time, and things just end up going sideways and then down.
Your website
Yeah,
is a boat. It rises or it sinks together. I really like that. That's good. That
I
was
like that. I just
nice.
thought of
Yeah,
it on
that
the
is
spot,
nice. I liked it.
but yeah, it's true. It's yeah. Anyway, anything left to say on that?
No, I think we're good.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.